Welcome back, Commander Squad, to a new episode of Command Center, where we like to put our favorite commanders, maybe even yours, front and center. And of course, you know we're here for EDH. What does it stand for, Hadoken?
That's right, an eternal decree of hate, especially after what we're presenting today.
That's right. So, it's December. You know, everyone has their wish list, their secret Santa list and whatnot. So we figured, why don't we have our own secret lists?
Instead of going secret Santa, we're going secret commander. Shh, don't tell nobody.
All right.
So to explain this, these decks are designed to surprise your opponents. So while your commander says one thing, your deck does an entirely different thing.
All right, that is possible. Your deck can possibly do something totally different than what your commander presents, or it can match up very closely to that commander. And let's just say, you know, your commander never even touches the board, or rarely touches the board.
In some cases, in some of my decks, my commanders never touch the board.
I think he forgets about his commander sometimes.
That's because my decks are so full of good stuff. Why do I even need it? It's like, yeah, you can put A1 on the stake, but you don't have to.
Yeah, so that's what we want to talk about. Decks that you can pilot without necessarily your commander, but if it's there, it helps out. And these cards pretty much also just, you know, buff up what your commander probably does in the first place.
So to kick off this holiday season, what's the first commander we're going to present?
Man, we've been touching on a lot of the 4-color commanders. I mean, it's only like, what, 4 or 5 of them? I forget. But anyway, today I want to talk about Breya.
You know, Breya, we're all used to Breya. She's a 4/4 body. When she enters the battlefield, she pretty much creates 2 Thopters, but she also acts as a planeswalker.
Yep, she has 3 abilities. First of all, she's the 4-color commander without green.
Mm-hmm.
So sans green. We call her Storm. I think a lot of people call her Storm.
I call her Storm. My mama calls her Storm, so I call her Storm.
That's right. Her 3 abilities. She can pay 2, sacrifice 2 artifacts, and she either deals 3 damage to a target player.
Mm-hmm. To the face.
Target creature, gets -4/-4 until the end of the turn.
Board wiping.
Or you can gain 5 life. Life gain.
All day.
All right.
So I know what you're thinking. This is an excellent commander on face value.
Yeah, it is.
But that's not why we're here.
Yep, so I build Breya 2 ways. Of course, the standard artifact deck way that's just so easy to pilot after all of these sets that's recently released. But I found another way to build Breya.
Now, should we reveal it now or wait till the end?
Let's just do it now.
Okay.
All right?
Who's your secret commander of that deck?
So I actually have 3 secret commanders that help pilot this deck.
Ooh, you greedy.
That's right. So not only do I like artifacts in this deck, I mean, these 4 colors are prime for enchantments.
I see.
So I think Breya needs some enchantment love, which is why the first secret commander that I want to introduce is Zur the Enchanter.
Never heard of him?
You've heard of him. So
wait, is that the dude who bounces back from the command zone?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let's explain Zur. All right, so 4 CMC, 1 white, blue, black.
Okay.
The 1/4 body.
Also known as Esper.
That's right. When Zur attacks, you search your library for an enchantment with a converted mana cost of 3 or less, and you just put it into the battlefield.
Now that's ridiculous, because there's a lot of 3 or less enchantments out there they can get out of pocket real soon.
That's true.
For example, Ristic Study,
Yeah.
Aura of Silence.
Yeah.
What's my favorite one with the 1 drop? That Soothsaying.
Soothsaying.
We can get out of pocket real quick, especially in blue. So what you trying to get?
Here's the key important thing. You have access to red now. You can go search up red enchantments, 3 CMC or less.
Oh my God, I'm thinking of fervor. I'm thinking of a lot of hate out there. I'm thinking about impact tremors. Oh my God, I think I'm getting the shakes.
That's right.
Perforos is an enchantment, but I'm pretty sure he costs 4.
He costs 4.
Okay.
So there's a red enchantment that I love called Wild Research.
Never heard of it.
2 in a red, you pay 1 in a white.
Okay.
You can search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, discard a card at random from your hand. All right, it's a little chaotic.
It's like Gamble.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But it has a second ability.
Listening.
Pay 1 in the blue, search your library for an instant card, reveal it, do the same thing. Discard a card from your hand at random.
You playing with fire, man.
Playing with fire, that's what red does.
No, I don't want to go sit there and search for my Cyclonic Rift and then have to dump it, because then I got to come across the table on myself. You ever seen that before? It's wild. It's like a Starbucks across the street from a Starbucks.
So there's a reason that I want to get a card like Wild Research, because I want to search up some of those other nice enchantments, or maybe even some other instants in my deck.
Okay.
Next, I want to talk about another enchantment you can grab is Protective Spear. All right, 2 in a white.
Okay.
An enchantment that you pay 1
Listening.
and 1 life.
Listening.
Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn by a source of your choice that shares a color of a mana that you spent to pay the activation on this enchantment.
Now, that's a mouthful. I'm gonna need you to break that down.
Basically,
Cliff notes.
pay one mana of any color,
Gotcha.
and 1 life.
Okay.
Whatever mana color that you use to activate this, prevent damage from any source of your choice.
Oh my god.
That shares a color with that mana.
Oh my god.
What color deck are we playing here?
We're playing a 4-color deck.
4 color.
4.
Unless green is coming in at you, I think you're pretty good.
Command tower.
Command tower works. You found a solution. Hey Mikey, he did it.
Hey Mikey, I think he likes it. You're killing me, Smalls. What else you got over there?
But let's get to my second secret commander for why I have enchantments in here.
Okay.
All right. This one is also, it sticks around. There's a lot of decks from this one. And I put it in here so that it's not just that obvious of what this deck does. Zedru, the Great-Hearted.
I know who that is. That's Mr. Steal Your Girl.
No. This is Mr. Give Your Girl.
Oh, sorry. Now, what could you possibly give me from your side that I don't want?
All right, before we get there, first, of course, just to let you know, specs on Zedru. It's white is 1 colorless mana and Jeskai.
Oh my god.
Red, white, blue. 2/4 body. Beginning of your upkeep, gain X life, draw X cards, where X is the number of permanents you own that your opponents control. Pay Jeskai, and target opponent gains control of a permanent you control.
Oh my god. I just realized you suck. I just caught it. Lich's mastery. Okay, I'm gonna wait till we get there. That is gross.
Yeah, so you spoiled it already.
No. We can get. Okay, sorry. Pick up where you left off.
So let's say my Azure the Enchanter searched up a card called Pyromancer Swath.
What does that do? 2
in the red. If instant and sorcery, let's actually just ignore the top part of this card.
Okay.
Let's just jump to the straight bottom. We're on a strict time limit here. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand.
Who makes cards like this? Why would you want this?
Hey, you never know, man.
Okay, okay, you give that to somebody, but
give that to somebody.
What else would you give them?
All right, in traditional Zedru fashion, there's a lot of other enchantments and cards that you just pass around to other people. Thought Lash, I'm just gonna throw it up on the screen.
Don't know what that is.
Cumulative upkeep, remove the top card of your library from the game. If you do not, remove your library from the game.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what?
Thought Lash is ridiculous.
So
it goes in every Zedru deck.
So either you pay or you lose your library.
Yes.
You know what you gonna lose if you play that against me? Your state of health. Because I'm coming across the table. The left hand is gonna stabilize the table while the right hand flips it if you make me throw away my library.
All right. Next card I want to give away. Aggressive Mining.
What
3
is it?
and a red.
Okay.
It has a second ability, but let's ignore that. You cannot play lands. Let's just pass it. Just give it away.
I'm sorry, what?
You cannot play lands.
That card does not say that.
First line.
Cards.
No, first line.
You can't play them. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why would you do that? Who carries cards like this?
If you play a Zedru deck, you carry cards like this. Of course, Zor can't help me search up all of these enchantments, so you got to play cards like Plead for Guidance, or just draw it out. The regular draws in your library, see what happens. It doesn't always have to be the game plan. All right, last few things I want to talk about. There's one more secret commander in here.
Okay.
This guy get hated off the table too. I think you're starting to see the theme here. Arkham Daxum, mono blue, 3 and a blue, 2/2 body. Tap him. Target artifact controller sacrifices it. That player may search his or her library for a non-creature artifact card and then put it into play and then shuffle the library.
I'm sorry, what?
So you sacrifice. You tap him. You sacrifice a artifact creature.
Like a doctor.
Yeah, like a Adopter. And you just go, drop a big artifact on the board.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, non-creature artifact.
This is dumb.
The reason he's in here, there's a few non-creature artifacts I definitely want to, put onto the table and maybe have Zedru just pass them to my opponents. The first one being almost similar to Lich's Mastery. We have something called Lich's Tomb. It's a 4-drop artifact.
Never heard of it.
All right.
I'm starting to lose a lot of respect for liches because they seem to be getting out of pocket. I'm starting to notice a theme with them.
Yeah, so you don't lose the game for having 0 or less life.
Why would I want to give that to an opponent?
Because whenever an opponent loses life, they have to sacrifice a permanent for each life they lost.
Okay, look, you better just kill me. All right. Hey, I'm not going to slowly die on this table by loss of permanence. You think I'm going to go out that way?
And look, Breya just bowls people for 3 in the face. Sounds good to me. All right, last card I want to talk about. You got to have your Immortal Coil.
I'm kind of afraid to ask what this does.
2 and 2 black. It's an artifact with colors in it. You got to be scared. All right. Let's ignore the top ability as far as removing 2 cards in your graveyard from the game. You can draw a card. Whoop-de-doo. If damage will be dealt to you, prevent that damage.
Okay.
Remove a card in your graveyard from the game for each 1 life, each 1 damage prevented this way.
So every time you take damage, you pretty much...
You're removing cards from your graveyard. Here's a kicker. When there are no more cards in your graveyard, you lose the game.
I'm sorry, Wade.
When there are no cards in your graveyard, you get up from the table and go to the fridge.
Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Take a look at this. This is what a heathen looks like. I'm sitting next to a heathen who plays cards like this. You know what? I'm glad I know what this deck does, because the second I see Breya hit the table, I'm coming across it.
Which Breya are you getting though?
This is why you always set bail money to the side, because Magic games will get out of hand.
All right, so another card that helps Immortal Coil.
Oh,
gotta have your
Immortal.
Tormod Crypt. Gotta have your Tormod Crypts out there, right? All right, and since this is an artifact deck, you gotta have some of those artifact creatures like Steel Golem that pretty much goes in Zedrud decks as well. So it's a little bit of synergy in here. They work together. They're doing some things. You can't exactly see the plan coming, but when it hits, might be a little bit too late.
Just like the chair when I hit you with it.
I can see that coming, unless you're coming from behind.
Are we done? Are we done? Are we finished? Are we done?
We're done here. This is my first Secret Commander deck I wanted to get out the way. It seems a little tedious, but I played it before and no one actually saw what I was doing coming. I actually pulled it off. So we're gonna have some more Secret Commander decks that we're gonna feature this month of December.
I'm a little terrified right now.
I'm terrified of your Secret Commanders.
I'm just saying, man. I like if I'm sitting there fighting Breya, I don't see any of that coming. Like deer in headlights.
You're like, why are there so many enchantments on board?
It's coming right for us. Thank you guys for joining us for this episode of
Command Center.
I don't know. I don't know what your commander is. Where this month we're featuring Secret Commanders. Join us next episode where I will share one of my Secret Commanders, and I guarantee you'll love it.
All right, like and subscribe. Let us know if you play Secret Commanders. I'm sure you do. Have you seen Secret Commander Breya, or let us know some of your Secret Commanders that you played or that you like to play. But again, join us again next time on Command Center. Peace.